Hi everyone, and welcome to today's top tip session. Today we're going to be talking about seed squash in Oasys PRIMER. So in this video, you will understand the occupant safety tools that are supported by the Oasys suite. We'll also go through a live demonstration to set up a seed squash analysis in Oasys PRIMER. And finally, we'll learn how to import these LS-DYNA results, such as the deformed seed form geometry, back into Primer. So Oasys PRIMER is well equipped to help you set up all your occupant safety analysis. Below encompasses some of the tools available in Primer to streamline the occupant analysis workflows. So using the seat mechanisms defined in Primer, analysis in different seat positions can be easily altered. The dummy positioning and seat squash tool also helps you set up LS-DYNA analysis to position dummies and remove penetrations between the dummy and the seat foam. You can then use Primer's seatbelt tools to create and fit seatbelts onto the dummy. And lastly, Primer also has an airbag folding tool that can help you easily set up airbag analysis. In today's session, we will be focusing on how to set up a seat squash analysis. So in tests, dummies are positioned based on specific H-point locations, pelvic and neck angles, etc. And in tests, your seat foams are normally squashed by the dummy due to gravity. In CAE, when we position the dummy using the test H points, this might result in penetrations between the dummy and the seat foam due to the uncompressed geometry of the foam. Therefore, by using Oasys PRIMER's seat squash tool, we can easily set up an LS-DYNA analysis to squash the foam and remove this penetration. We can then take this deformed foam geometry and import it back into Primer easily after the LS-DYNA analysis. We will now go through a live demonstration of setting up a seat squash analysis using the LSTC-H3 50th percentile dummy model. What we have on screen here is a dummy that has already been positioned relative to these aircraft seats. If we turn on the cut section and look at the side view, you can see that the back foam and the bottom foam essentially penetrates with the dummy model. So we're going to use the seat squash analysis to try to remove all these penetrations. So we'll head to Safety and we'll click on Seat Squash to set up our analysis. We can then click on Squash. There's two methods that we have that we can use to set up our seat squash analysis. One is using a simple squash with Primer or setting up an LS-DYNA analysis. By using simple squash in Primer, Primer will morph the foam elements to remove penetrations with the dummy. If your foam elements are small, there's a risk that some elements might end up being highly distorted using this method. In these cases, we would thus recommend setting up an LS-DYNA analysis to perform your seat squash. So click on Next. And at this stage, please make sure your model is saved before continuing. So we'll save it and then we'll click on Next. And then Primer will prompt you to position your dummy at the correct H point. So since we've already positioned our dummy at the correct H point, we can click on Next. If your dummy is not already in the right H point, you could use the Orient tools in Primer to position your dummy before clicking on Next. So then Primer will ask you which components make up the seat. Since I kept all of my seat parts inside an include file, I can thus click on include file and select all of my seat components as such and click on Next. Then Primer will try to identify which parts over here should remain deformable. You can see that Primer has already selected the upper seat and the seat bases, which it recognizes as foam geometry to remain deformable. Other than that, we could say that all of the other parts, Primer can treat it as rigid, and that helps save time in the seat squash analysis. So since we're happy with this, we can click on Next. Primer would then ask which components make up the dummy or the HBM, which is human body models. In this, I can click on Dummy and select the dummy that's associated and click on Next. Are there any parts that we want to keep deformable in the dummy or the human body model? Since I'm only interested in the seat foam deformation in this case, I'm going to keep everything as rigid and select nothing in this section before clicking on Next. Then Primer will prompt you to define a contact between the dummy and the seat. So I've already created a contact between my dummy and the seats before. So I can just right click on here and select the contact that I previously defined, which is over here. So if I right click and edit this contact, you can see that I've basically defined contacts between my dummy parts and also my seat foams. So now that I'm happy with this, I'm going to click on next. So Primer would then try to speed up your analysis by asking are there any contacts that's not required in this analysis that can be deleted. So if there's, let's say there are certain like automatic surface contacts or such that can be deleted, you can feel free to select these over here before clicking on next. In our case, I'm just going to unselect everything and click on next. Now, since my dummy is penetrating the seats right now, Primer would try to move our dummy along a specified vector to get rid of that penetration. And that's going to be our starting point of our analysis. So in this case, I probably want to move my dummy in a um, diagonal direction over here. So I'm going to set a -1 and 1 for my Z before clicking on next. So then Primer will try to set up your analysis such as the amount of time taken to position your dummy and the total analysis time. Make sure to click on tick stage construction over here, because what that means is that Primer will set up certain control stage construction cards, and that means that there will be this dyna in output that will be outputted. And this is going to be important for us because we're going to use this dyna in file to then take our deformed seat foam geometry back into our original model. So I definitely recommend taking this before clicking on next. So once we're happy with all of this, we can then click on apply. So once you click on apply, you can see that Primer's going through many iterations over here based on the vector that you've defined previously to try to depenetrate our dummy and our seat. So previously, you could set the amount of maximum iterations for Primer to try and depenetrate it. We set it to 100. So as you can see from this screen over here, the dummy is getting further and further away from the seat until it reaches the point where no more penetrations occur. So you can see that at this point, there are no longer any penetrations between the dummy and the seat. And you can also see that Primer has then rigidified our dummy and also rigidified some of our seat components over here. So if I right click on one of the seat components, for example, and edit it, you can see that Primer has changed this into a matte rigid. If I go to I can click on finish now and go to my part tree. So you can see that Primer has created all of these extra keywords, such as boundary prescribed motion for our dummy, control cards, database cards, and so on and so forth, which helps set up the seat squash analysis. From here, we could basically save our model and run an LS-DYNA analysis. So we have now run our LS-DYNA analysis, and I've now opened up all the results in D3plot. If I click on play, you can see that the dummy essentially goes through the boundary prescribed motion to squash the foam. If I go to the last state and turn off the cut section and isolate the foam on the screen, you can see that our foam has already been deformed. We will now want to bring these deformed foam geometry back into Primer. So the last thing that we want to do right now is to bring the deformed foam geometry back into Primer. So I've opened up the original model where we have the penetrations between our dummy and our foam. From here, I can head to Safety, Seat Squash, and I can use Import. In Import, I could basically get the dyna in file, which has been outputted in the previous analysis, before clicking on Next. From here, we could either read in all the parts from dyna in file or selective number of parts. To make it simple, I'm just going to read in the geometry of all parts and click on Next. I could tick Import Deformed Coordinates over here before clicking on Apply. You can then see the deformed seat geometry has been imported back into Primer. So if I isolate these seat components out and reverse them, you can see that the seat has now been squashed, and we can then proceed with the next part of our analysis, such as setting up seat belts and so on and so forth. Lastly, before ending today's session, I just want to talk a little bit about human body models. So human body models, or otherwise known as HBMs, are detailed biofidelic finite element models of the human body, and they're primarily used to simulate human body kinematics and injury responses and risk in a variety of simulated impact scenarios. So Oasys PRIMER can also help set up seat squash analysis for HBMs efficiently with the same steps that we've mentioned through the live demonstration. So positioning of dummy and the seat squash setup can be eased with pre-configured tree files, which are provided by us. So if you want to use any HBM positioning or seat squash in your workflows, feel free to contact us through all the links on this slide. So thank you for listening and see you in the next Top Tips session.